Can everybody sit down? Thank you. A couple of small points. First of all, Samo from Brno has been allowed to use his laptop during the session, and Natalia from design department is excused for first 20, 30 minutes. Um, yeah, speaking of phones, by the way, we got some announcements that quite a lot of people are using phones during presentations. I think that's kind of disrespectful to the presenter, so please try to avoid it. We know that it is visible that on the board table, every now and again, we are using phones. However, we are using these also to keep track of the presentations, communicate with organizers, etc. I can assure you we're not playing Candy Crush over here. I can see there's a technical maybe from EduID. Can we get a microphone carrier? Can you stand up, please?
Hello, Hanya from EduID. I was also about to ask permission if I can use laptop because of the SEFI paper. We have to admit it tomorrow, and we have quite some work on writing.
Okay, that's okay. Cool. And then we will proceed to the schedule of the day presentation by Oscar. And announcements as well.
Test? Okay. So, announcements. At first, we have an announcement from the grants department. Majd?
Yeah, microphone to Mash, please.
Okay. I will be passing a paper, okay, in the plenary. It's with your names. Just find your name and sign it. It's for the grant report of Erasmus Plus. So please do it, and yeah, that's it. Thank you. With a blue pen. Blue pen. Yeah, sorry. Really important. Blue pen. Okay. Sign with a blue pen. Thank you.
Thank you, Majd. And LBG Leuven is really worried about their beaver mascot and would like to hear something from the people who stole it. My suggestion, body parts of the beaver are the best way to show that it's still alive. Then, the number of coffee cups spilled is too damn high. Let's all be more careful, because then otherwise, or at least try to clean up if you do spill it. And then, hoodies and t-shirts of the event are going to be available tomorrow. So organizers ask kindly to not ask anymore, because it's 250 people asking. And this is from me. And now, let's talk schedule of the day. So, the schedule of today. In the morning, you had 2 LTSP blocks of a total amount of 4 hours. I really hope you enjoyed them and you already got some cool input for the following years. And now we are going to look at the full to suspended proposals of Cluj-Napoca and Erlangen. Afterwards, we are going to have nominations again, and then we are going to discuss about issues which we found with our organization in the LTAP session. Finally, we are going to have a presentation on Department R commissions. Then we are going to have coffee break, and afterwards we are going to have a presentation about the EOE proposal, followed by the baby to full presentation from Isparta, then a presentation from the OBG Reykjavik, and then we are going to go a bit into the EBET handbook changes and NRRs. Finally, we are going to close with a revision of fee policy of courses and EOEs. Then we are going to have an alumni session to see how we are going to be in 5 years from now. And then we are going to have confirmations. Finally, after the dinner, there's going to be alumni speed dating. So you are all invited to join and get in touch with these people who are now out of BEST. Turns out that there is live after BEST. And then finally, there's LBG time. So this was it for the schedule of the day. Thank you very much.
One, two, three. Before we proceed, all the people who are standing by the doors who were late to enter can now enter the plenary. Fast, please, run. Yeah, we're trying hard to be on time here, so you were close, I suppose, but do a few minutes better next time. Cool. Then we will go to another membership block related to suspension proposals. We'll have Cluj-Napoca and Erlangen here. We'll start with Cluj, but we will first go to Florian from the board for a brief intro.
Okay, so you can open proposal P19, the proposal to suspend LBG Cluj-Napoca. You can also check out the membership selection tool and the health indicators that you should also have in front of you. Okay, so some short background. In summer 2014, LBG Cluj-Napoca organized a summer course, which was stamped. In the next summer, they organized another course. However, this time they had some academical hours that were not delivered by a professional, and hence the course was not stamped. And in the last summer, they organized another summer course. This time the CIF they were not able to deliver it during the course, and they were told to send it via snail mail instead. However, they did not do that, and instead they tried to deliver it on PM, which is against the regulations. So that's why the course was not stamped. And with that, they have gone 10 seasons without a successful event. And our regulations say that if an LBG fails to organize a best course, went on an educational final run of EBEC in the previous 8 seasons, they should be proposed for suspension. So that's why we have this proposal. If the proposal is accepted, LBG Cluj-Napoca will be suspended, they will receive a doctor, and they will have to come up with an action plan in the next 6 weeks after this GA. If the proposal is rejected, they will stay a full member and they will go under monitoring, which also means that they will get a doctor. They will also have to come up with an action plan within the next 6 weeks after this GA. And that's it. So with that, I would like to ask Cluj-Napoca to come to the middle.
Okay, so because our LBG members are watching us on live streaming, I would like to invite all the people who already have shared at least one nice moment with our LBG members, so please come to the middle. And also participants for the next summer course.
Try to keep the microphone slightly further from your mouth, it will help.
Okay. Quite few people. Okay, so I am Timi, the secretary of LBG Cluj-Napoca.
Sorry, I'm Horea, the main organizer of the upcoming summer course, Architecture of a Festival.
And before going to the point of the suspension, let's see some facts and numbers about us.
So we have 14 full members,
We have 103 babies.
23 motivated fresh observers.
Okay, of course, we organize a lot of events, but besides this, you can check the health indicators to see what is happening with us in the other departments. So, yes, we organized 12 events, 7 external and 5 internal.
Yep, we organized the local round of EBEC, organized Battle Lab Robotica, which is a sumo robotic competition. We organized Best Training Week, 2 motivationals weekend, each one of them after the recruitment period, our summer course, and the bigger event we organized, Job Shop, which is our career event.
Also, after each recruitment, we have the observers organizing events for us. So we have a Christmas party and Easter party. Then we have Friends and Alumni Meeting, which is a very nice event for us because it's a special ceremony for the members who go alumni. Also, Open Space Technology was organized this year for the first time, and we will totally do this for the next one because it was successful. And about the anniversary, this year is going to be the 22nd. But why are we here?
So, as the board mentions, our last two summer courses were not STEMmed.
But what happened? What was the issue?
So, in 2015, some activities were cancelled during the summer course, and one of the trainers were uncertified.
However, we realized that we need to improve this, and we worked hard on it. But we didn't get the CIFs signed by the technical university because it was the admission period of the university, and they didn't do it in time. So, and also another mistake we did, it was that we tried to deliver them in the president's meeting, which is against the Vivaldi handbook, and we know that it was our issue because the organizer was not aware of it, and we admit that we did it wrong.
So, in order to deal with those unpredicted situations better, we applied for a mentor. He's Asha from LBG Uj.
Um, okay, but why are we so proud of this last summer course? We really tried to improve a lot, and we did our first food raising marathon in our LBG. So we covered all the meals besides the lunch. Also, we did some social raising, like mini golf for the participants. Company visit was made by Bosch, and it was very successful. Also, we did some trips, of course, and other social activities. And our positive feedback from the participants went up with 15%. And we are in the top 10 LBGs with feedback gathered from the participants. However, this course was organized in parallel with the board summer meeting, and we are very happy that even if it was this situation, we didn't break the schedule and everything was on time. So basically, at one of the dorms, we had a summer course, and just across the street, it was the board summer meeting happening.
So, in order to improve, this is our plan for the upcoming months.
After some discussions with the board, we decided to apply for a doctor in order to increase the quality of this event because it's a very important service, and of course because of our HR situation now.
We also want to constantly keep in touch with our mentor and our the season coordinator during and until the summer course.
Of course, we would like to organize this summer course complying with the Vivaldi handbook, and this is why this year we decided to have a Vivaldi responsible in the core team, so we won't miss any kind of details.
Also, we need to deliver the chiefs on time. So in this direction, we already sold out our academic part, and we keep touch with 3 companies that complement on our topic.
Of course, because I am the secretary of the LBG and I am keeping the contact with the university, I would like to mention here that we have a very nice collaboration now, and they are aware of this situation, and I am pretty much sure that we won't face it again for the next year. And also, what I would like to mention here is that you can see in the health indicators how we do and what are the issues, maybe the knowledge management, as you can see. But for sure, there are some things that we cannot measure, which is the dedication, the effort, the friendship, and all the heart we put in all our events. And yes, this HR situation in our LBG would affect it negatively, not because it's about a suspension, because we don't think that this is generally a punishment, but because this specific case. So yes, thank you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
1, 2, 3. We will first have a statement from the board, from Florian, I believe. Can we have a microphone? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so even though LBG Cluj-Napoca shows sustainability in many areas, they have shown irresponsibility towards following regulations and instructions. After not delivering the CAFs at the end of the course, they were instructed to send them via snail mail. However, they ignored this advice and instead tried to deliver them on PM. And such behaviors do not illustrate them being responsible enough to take decisions inside our organization, and therefore we believe that they should be suspended.
Thank you, Florian. We will now be taking one fingers from the plenary. So I would like to have one microphone to Barcelona, and then the next one to Louvain-la-Neuve.
Hi, Laura from LBG Barcelona. As the board said, Vivaldi department allowed you to send the thieves by email. I want to know what happened to not accomplish this kind of allotment.
Okay, so our last main organized summer course was not aware of this, and he had this decision, and the board didn't know about it.
Okay, thank you. I think it was not audible to everyone, so I see 5 fingers. Please try to keep the microphone a bit further from your mouth when you speak, and repeat the answer.
Should I repeat it? Okay, so our last main organizer for the summer course was not aware of this, and he just took this matter in his own hands, and he didn't inform the.
2 fingers from Barcelona.
Laura from Barcelona. So you say that your main organizer didn't receive the mail that was explained about the sending thieves by mail.
We have a clarification from you first, and then we have a 2-finger from Vivaldi department.
Yes. So the thing was that he didn't do it on the way he was supposed to. So it was about the organizer, but we really believe that now if we have this Vivaldi responsible, we won't miss such kind of details.
Now 2 fingers from Vivaldi.
Just to answer clearly, Angelina from Vivaldi, they were clearly instructed by the season coordinator, Yaya, to send them by snail mail. And they told us, okay, yes, but then we didn't know. We just found out randomly on PM.
Okay, thank you very much, Vivaldi. Then we will have the next question from Louvain-la-Neuve, and then LBG Athens.
Hi, Nicolas from LBG Louvain-la-Neuve. I see that you have a lot of members. How many of them are coming to your weekly meeting, and how do you keep them motivated?
Yes, so about the members is that I don't know if you know, but our president has resigned in the first part of the mandate. And yes, some of these members got demotivated, so they are not active in the LBG. And a lot of members will go alumni, so basically these 103 members are not active now, but we will have the local general assembly, and some of them will go alumni in the friends and alumni meeting, and others will be deactivated. And about the meetings, we have like 50 active members at the weekly meetings.
So we have a 2-finger from LBG Khania.
Yes, so you mentioned that some of the baby members are not active due to the resignation. So how many members are actually active in Naprox, and how did you manage to do so with the resignation of your president? How did you make?
Right now, we are around 50 babies active, and 25 are from the previous recruitments. So after 6 months, the observers go baby. So basically now we have the 23 babies from the last recruitment, which was in March. So we have 50 plus those 23 and the full members.
What about the resignation, though? Did someone back up the position?
Yes, about the resignation, it was that some of those 50 who are not active anymore, they got quite inactive during his mandate, and this is why we lost them, and we lost a lot of other people, and this is why we don't want to lose these people who are now here, and we feel that after these 2 recruitments, we are kind of in in a balance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Louvain-la-Neuve and Khania. When you have two fingers, please first show the sign so that we can actually officially give it. Next question from LBG Athens and then LBG Porto.
Lucia, LBG Athens. So you mentioned in your presentation that you applied for a doctor in order to make sure you provide the best possible service. However, you do have a mentor who is supposed to be helping you with this course. So my question is, do you think that there's reason for you to need extra help from the doctor for the course, or are there actual improvement points in which they will help you? And if yes, which ones are these? Thank you.
Yes, I believe that the doctor will help in other situations as well, not the summer course, because this is why we have the mentor. And yes, we need some help maybe on the knowledge management, as you can see, and also on how to keep these new members who we have now, to keep them in the organization, because yes, now they are here, they are aware of what is happening, and when they heard about suspension, they were quite demotivated, and we really don't want to lose them, because these are the members who are active now and who will be in the future.
Thank you, LBG Athens. Now LBG Porto and then Barcelona.
Ruben from Porto. On the course from 015, you said that some hours were cancelled and then you had a trainer uncertified. Was the trainer the uncertified trainer because of the hours that were cancelled, or was it scheduled already?
Um,
So at the start of the summer course, we thought that we would have two certified trainers, but like in the middle, one of them resigned. So that part of the trainers were took by a bestie. So it was a bestie who delivered the trainings.
Okay, if that answers the question, then thank you, LBG Porto. Now Barcelona and then LBG Zagreb.
Laurie from Barcelona. As we see in health indicators, there is a kind of lack of knowledge management, as you said before. And also some of members of your LBG complained about that there's some difficulties to receive KITs from former responsibles of their task. For example, what happened with the CIF. So which actions are you going to apply in order to improve it? Thank you.
Yes, right now, yes, we have a problem with the knowledge management, and we already in the beginning of the mandate, we had an action, especially for this, but nobody from the LBG wanted to take the task because we had a call for the coordinator for this. However, after filling in these health indicators, we realized that it's a pretty big issue. So me as the secretary, I take care of it in the future, and it will be a plan. In the beginning, it will be just me and the project coordinators, and then we will see how we transfer it for the next mandate.
Thank you, Barcelona. At the moment, we have no more one fingers on the list. So I'll give you a brief opportunity for another question or opinion. I see someone from the mattress, I think Zurich, would like to say something.
Cherina, Zurich, how does the collaboration work now between the board and the core team of the summer course, and also how could you integrate your new president after all this turbulence?
Yeah, so I would like to start with the second, with the president. He's, I think, actually what we needed in this group, because he's super energetic and optimistic, and he went to be proud before his mandate. So we really think that this is what we needed. And about the summer course, yeah, as I just can say, like, if you see what kind of relationship we had, me and Horia, I think you get it.
Clarification?
So yeah, I really appreciate the support of the board during my summer course, and like they really supported me in everything I wanted to do, even if I wanted to do stuff like to say like are quite outside the box with the topic and the teachers, and it was like perfectly. We didn't even fight once.
Okay, thank you. That means we will stop the question and statement round here. The quality of our services is paramount and is one of the chief obligations of LBGs to do them well. And deciding what to do with LBGs who have violated some of these constraints is one of the chief responsibilities of the general meeting. So this is up to you. Thank you, LBG Cluj-Napoca, for telling us about your situation, and good luck. After that large picture, I think the largest picture yet, we will be moving on to the photo suspension proposal for LBG Erlangen, but once again, we will first have a statement from, or rather intro from Florian from the board. Take it away.
All right, when you all have taken your seats, you can check out proposal P21, which is the proposal to suspend LBG Erlangen. We can also take a look at the membership selection tool and the health indicators. So I encourage you to take them out. So some background about the case of LBG Erlangen. They used to organize spring courses. So in spring 2015, they organized a course that was stamped. After this, they decided to skip a season or to switch season to instead organize summer courses. So the next time they organized the course was in summer 2016. This course was not stamped because the CIFs were not delivered at the end of the course. And here we are today. They announced another course for summer 2017. However, this means that they already passed the 8 season limit. And yeah, our regulations say that if they go 8 seasons or more without a successful event, they will be proposed for suspension. So concretely, what will happen if the proposal is accepted? LBG Erlangen will be suspended, they will receive a doctor, and they will have to come up with an action plan in the upcoming 6 weeks after this General Assembly. In case the proposal is rejected, they will remain full members, and they will also receive a doctor and basically go on the monitoring, and they will also have to come up with an action plan in the next 6 weeks. And with that, I would like to welcome LBG Erlangen into the middle.
Okay, hello everybody. I am Nicole.
My name is Kai.
This is the Walk of Wisdom, and we are representing our lovely LBG Erlangen today regarding our proposal for suspension. But before we start, I would love to invite our fluffy Region 9 to the middle to take this with us. So welcome Aachen, Delft, Brussels, Louvain-la-Neuve, Reykjavik,
Chop chop.
Wrocław, and Ensta, of course, Paris. The last is the best. So, where in Region 9 are we located? So Erlangen is a 100,000 people town in the south of Germany in Bavaria. And our LBG has right now 24 active full members, 14 baby members. I am one of them. And we have 4 observers. Why only 4? Our last recruitment phase was back in autumn. And we managed to integrate all the observers to baby members now. And our new recruitment phase just started this week. So we're looking forward to a growing number now again. Our current board, the Backstreet board, consists of 7 people. Our president, Julian, in the middle, no, on the right. He couldn't make it, unfortunately, to this GA because he has obligatory courses in the university. So that's why I and our vice president for PR, Kai, are here today to talk about our case.
All right, so what exactly happened? Thank you, Florian, for introducing our case. The SIFs were not delivered by the end of the course, and the not seasonal, coordinator was not informed about the situation. This doesn't work, okay. A bit of a background about the course. So we had and kind of still have a refugee crisis in Germany, where Germany, or not in Germany, in Europe, where Germany decided to host 1 million refugees and they had to be accommodated somewhere, which led us to, we had pretty big problems into finding accommodation, which is why we decided to spend the first half in Erlangen and Nuremberg and the second half in Berlin, which turned out actually quite cool because the course was in entrepreneurship and Berlin is a city quite famous for that. However, we didn't really think it through because our professor in Nuremberg was supposed to sign the SIFs, but we still had a couple of working hours left in Berlin, and he wasn't willing to do so. Then after the course, he was gone for a long time, and probably the biggest problem was that we didn't inform the season coordinator about this entire thing. Main organizer number 1, main organizer number 2, and president simply didn't talk to each other because of a personal clash, let's say. While the proposal, 8 seasons, Florian said already, we changed the course from a summer course to a spring course. You probably can't read it, but actually the spring and summer course of last year and this year are on the exact same dates, from 5th of June to 14th of June. We just decided to go for a summer course. I can elaborate later in the question round if you want me to. But for now, let's talk about Erlangen. So we're fairly young LBG. We have in a couple of weeks our 5 years anniversary. And yeah, I don't really want to go into any specific events in here, just like to mention 2 things. One is we're growing, and the second thing is we hosted quite a bunch of internal events already. Now, in this year, our board had the big goal of hosting a summer IPF on the way to a GA in a couple of years, and also to boost our international involvement, which is kind of lacking. Sadly, once again, we had accommodation problems, which is why we weren't able to provide an accommodation at the preferred time slot, but only 2.5 weeks later. About the financial situation, once again, no details here. We have an annual income of around 20,000 euros, and that is most likely going to increase in the following year, with expenses of around 15,000 euros, which leaves us a nice buffer to organize cultural exchanges, motivational weekends, internal events. Yeah, this is our president. This is our treasurer, Foxy, and he loves that. Actually, one thing, yeah, exactly. One thing I'd like to mention is that in this board's mandate, it was for the first time where we didn't have to ask our members for money, because before that we usually paid all the expenses for the summer course, and we received the university grant only a couple of months later. But now we actually have sufficient funds for the first time in the history of Best Erlangen where we didn't have to do that, which is kind of cool. So Nicole was talking about our members, around 40 of which 25 are really active. So in terms of HR, I'd consider ourselves as quite sustainable. Same thing in finances, but of course we have still a bit of problems. Biggest problem, especially because, well, while I'm standing here, the course didn't get stamped. We in general had communication problems between the different core teams and board and a couple of other reasons. But in Erlangen, we became quite good at identifying these problems and picking the most urgent ones and finding solutions for them. Regarding the stamping, or the course not being stamped from last year, we applied for a mentor, we applied for a golden apple. Pretty much the entire academic part is already completely set, and the course is starting in 6 weeks, right? Yeah. About the communication, we actually introduced a new board position because of that. The project coordinator, whose main responsibility is to be in touch with the different core teams and to just improve the communication flow, etc. So overall, I'd like to just say that I think it was a one-time mistake, and we took measures against it. I'm pretty sure that this is not going to happen again. And this proposal happened not because of an unsustainability of our LG, but rather because of a one-time mistake. Because in Erlangen, we believe in the vision of Best of an Empowered Diversity, and we're very proud to be one of the 2 German LBGs. We believe also in the development of students, and I can say that I'm very proud of the development that we had in the last 5 years. But most importantly, we believe in the voc of wisdom that Nicole is having here, and we hope that all of you are going to take a deep sip from it tonight during international living and make a wise choice about this proposal. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much.
1, 2, 3. First, we will have a statement from Florian from the board, and we have a microphone here.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. So even though LBG Erlangen did not have a successful event in the previous 8 seasons, we believe that this is related to the fact that they switched seasons. And even though they have some improvement points, we believe that they're quite sustainable overall, hosting different kinds of events with great outcomes and fulfilling their full member responsibilities in general. And therefore, we believe that they should not be suspended.
Thank you, Florian. Now we open the floor to one fingers. We have the first one from LBG Porto, and after that from LBG Grenoble.
On the left here.
Please stand up when you hear the LBG name.
Ruben from Porto. Congratulations on the presentation, and I hope to have a bracelet of those. Why did you choose to do a summer course instead of a spring course?
Thank you for the question. Well, to be honest, the main organizer in the core team was elected quite late. So we decided, okay, basically the situation was we had around 2.5, 3 weeks left before the announcement. And then we figured, oh, damn it, in 3 weeks we would have to announce the course. And we decided that instead of just following the regulation, and at that point I'd like to mention that we were aware of the fact that this course the course might not get stamped, but we decided to go for a higher quality course, to a higher quality promotion, to buy our core team a bit more time, and actually create a really cool course instead of just doing something.
Thank you, Porto. I see you have 2 fingers. Please use your LBG sign for it.
Do you plan to keep this change and from now on or keep organizing summer courses instead of spring, or go back to spring on the next year?
Honestly, we haven't thought about that yet. We haven't made a plan about that.
Thank you, Porto. Next question from Grenoble, and then a 1 finger from Vivaldi department.
Hello, Gwendal, LBG Grenoble. Since you got quite a good number of members and you don't have a Vivaldi responsible, do you think it could be a good idea to have one to prevent?
Yeah, thank you. Okay, we don't have a Vivaldi responsible itself, but we have a project coordinator who's kind of making sure that this is going to happen in the different core teams. So, and for now, we definitely have the mentor who's taking care of that. I mean, actually, you might wanna, whatever. She's in the core team of the current summer course. The project coordinator kind of takes care of that. So we don't have one single dedicated person for that, but there's just one of us.
Thank you, Grenoble. 1 finger from the department, and after that, St. Petersburg.
Hello, Angelina from Vivaldi. Thank you very much for your presentation. One question about the CIF. The reason why you couldn't have them prepared was because the professor went away and he just didn't have time or didn't want to sign them. Do you have any backup plan how you're going to deal with it if it happens again? Thank you.
Well, first of all, next time we maybe try to not make things insanely complicated with having a course in 2 different cities, and actually have everything just in one place, and because that just makes things a lot easier. And second, well, we will simply try to, I mean, actually that kind of answers the question, because if we just stay at one place, then we just have the professor who can just sign it, and there's no additional trouble. So.
Thank you, Vivaldi. Next question from St. Petersburg, and then LBG Athens.
Martin, St. Petersburg. So in your presentation, you mentioned that you want to apply for Golden Apple. So how it's going right now with your achievements? So maybe you could describe something? Thank you.
Okay, so the confirmation deadline of the participants is tomorrow. I'm about to prepare the evaluation form for the participants so we can start collecting their expectations, for example. The academic part is also going super well so far. Julia from our LBG, she's responsible for that. And yeah, we just have the Excel sheet in front of us, and we are aware of the deadline. So the whole core team is looking forward to keep. Yeah.
Thank you, St. Petersburg. Next question, Athens, and then Uppsala.
GA'17 Athens. So you mentioned at some point that, I don't know if I got it right, that the main organizers and the president were not talking to each other. Like, is there a story? Is it like something regular happening in LBG?
Definitely not. That was, yeah, I mean, of course they did talk to each other, but say both parties were kind of blaming each other, and they were just problems, let's say. It was a one-time thing, definitely. And also, maybe to add on that, nobody was aware of the situation at the time. Nobody was aware that there were problems, and it simply wasn't communicated properly.
Thank you, Athens. Now we'll have the finger from Uppsala.
Margus from LBG Uppsala. Thank you for the presentation. You have quite an impressive budget. Also, now there are 2 LBGs in Germany, 1 observer, 1 in Switzerland, 1 observer group in Switzerland, 2 in Austria. We have quite strong cooperation with bonding, and it looks like you want to improve your international involvement. So what about GA?
Well, as most of you know, or probably all of you know, BEST was actually started in Berlin, was founded in Berlin, 89. So what about a 30-year anniversary in Berlin?
Thank you, Uppsala. We have no further 1 fingers on the list. So there's still some time for questions and comments. Going once. Going twice and sold to the LBG with a wok pan. So once again, it is the plenary's judgment whether LBG's Erlangen's violations of our regulations are important enough to suspend them and give them the extra resources. So we will see what you decide in a few days. Thank you for the detailed presentation, and good luck. Okay. For the next session, I will ask the microphone carriers to get slightly warmed up because it will be nomination session again. Okay, I want to be really transparent with all of you. We have 12 minutes scheduled for this nomination round. That works out to a bit less than 2 minutes per position. So yesterday we went an hour with nominations. It was really fun. We had fun. We had Batman, Superman, all that stuff. It was cool. However, if we do all that stuff again, then we're going to get really into trouble again with the schedule tonight. So I'm sure you understand. Please keep the nominations to a level of seriousness, especially because there is at least 1 board position which is still looking for candidates. So I hope you understand. AV 2.0. So with that, we will begin with further nominations for president. Going once. Going twice. And that means there are no further nominations. So for president. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Further nominations for treasurer. We have 1 finger from LBG Izmir.
I'm Semia from Izmir. I would like to nominate Ramazan Çeliker from EBG İzmir.
Okay. We have 1 from LBG Belgrade.
Hi, Olgi from Belgrade, and I would like to nominate Dobre from Skopje.
I see a clarification from CRD. Can we get a microphone to CRD? It's behind you.
I want to ask, the ones that declined, are they still counting? No, we should propose again if we want to have them.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Only the people that were postponed yesterday will get an opportunity tonight to again confirm or reject, and there will be no more postponement. If there are no more extra nominations for treasurer, then 1, 2, 3. And we will move on to secretary. You can use your fingers. Going once. Going twice, and sold. 1, 2, 3. Now extra nominations for the vice president for human resources. One finger from LBG Rome.
Maurizio from Rome. I would like to candidate Elia from LBG Rome.
Thank you. Other one fingers. I see there are not. 1, 2, 3. I see a technical from same LBG. It's behind you.
It was right before. It was Elia with the E. No, with the yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Spellings can also always be corrected in the break. Now the next position is one that did not have anybody confirm yesterday, so it is for the VP projects. Please raise your signs now. We have one from EduID and then LBG Lviv.
Dragana from EduID. I nominate Patricia from LBG Krakow.
Just a moment. Yes, LBG Lviv and then Turin.
Marta LBG Lviv. I want to nominate Ksenia from Designing Department, Vinica.
It was not clear. Please do that again.
Ksenia, LBG Vinica.
Okay, thank you. Now LBG Turin and then extra Dragos.
Hi, Mirko, LBG Turin. I would like to nominate Fergus from Uppsala.
Okay. Now extra Dragos.
Extra Dragos, I want to nominate Dobre from Skopje.
Okay. We have one finger from CRD.
I want to nominate Georgia from Thessaloniki.
I think she is still on the list as a postponed candidate, so still an option. No more one fingers. Going once. And going twice. 1, 2, 3. The next to last position, VP for services. Please raise your signs. We have one sign from Caravel in the back.
Orfeas from the Caravel. I would like to nominate Mariana Silva from LBG Lisbon.
Thank you. All right, any more one fingers? Then one, we have one from Lisbon.
Hi, Guilherme from Lisbon. I'd like to nominate Jorge Clemente from Best Portugal.
Okay, going once, going twice. 1, 2, 3. And finally, for the VP LGS position, if you have other nominations, you can make them now. We have one, we cannot see that sign. Please turn it towards us. LBG Coimbra.
Fialho from Coimbra. I would like to nominate Agnieszka from the Parachutes.
Thank you, Coimbra. We have Extra Gabor.
Extra Gabor, I would like to nominate Valeria Shukatka from the Parachutes.
Thank you. And that looks like it's all the fingers for LGS as well. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So these are all the nominations we will have for the moment for the international board. We will have confirmations tonight. There may be another nomination round tomorrow if VP Projects will accept. Otherwise, this is it. So I wish good luck deliberating to all the people who still have to decide. Thank you. And thank you for your efficiency. This puts us pretty much on time to be done in the evening. Thanks. Now we will go back to more inspirational session. We will also have a bit more time for it than yesterday. It's the second round of the Let's Talk About Best session. And we will have 3 presentations in this block. The first one will be from Extra Ola. So please come to the middle.
Hello, everyone. It's me again. This is the problem of the people who are in Best for a bit too long time. They really love to talk about Best. So today I would love to talk to you and to ask you at the end about your opinion about the voice that matters. So, okay, IT. I'm an engineer, yeah? Okay. Sure, okay. In Best and in European Union, in all the civilized, let's say, world, we are very happy to have democracy. We are really proud of that everybody has an equal voice, equal choice to participate or not, and the equal right to decide about the things that matter for us. However, democracy and good democracy cannot happen without a proper debate. So I would like to share a perspective again and show you some examples of our partner or not partners organizations who are a bit different than we are. So for instance, Azure Europe, they have a very huge culture of debating. They do not fear to stand up and say to the project coordinators, board, any positions, I think that you have done a good job this year. I do not agree with you. I have a different opinion. My arguments are this and this. Another organization, ELSA, which I had an honor to represent best in their General Assembly, they amaze me with the culture of sitting until 2 a.m., discussing proposals, writing amendments, writing counter proposals, debating about the candidates for the board, making interviews with the candidates for the board so that they really make sure that they make an informed choice. Another organization, European Youth Forum, they are the masters of debating, and I think that they, this is the future of Europe, and they really take a lot of time for making clear and informed choice. And then, how is it in Best? We have a very good culture of feedback, good feedback that can enable us to work together. But on the other hand, we cannot really make good statements. This is a very new thing for us. Then there is this culture of being neutral, not saying any strong opinion. And there is silence. usually in the last third or second row GMs, which leads to such situations like this. Some of you may relate, yeah. I will share to the ones that do not know what is it about. There was a situation that in PM, I asked people what is their problem with the proposal, because they seemed not to be very informed and going circles without making any good argument and pointing out very bad things that really didn't matter for the fact that was being discussed. And as a result, I saw a lot of thumbs up, a lot of good words from the people that were sitting in the last row. And then I asked them, but why only I had the courage to say this? Why, if you support this, why didn't you say anything? So what is the result? The result is it might be clicking. The result is that we do not really have a good debate in BEST. The arguments that are given are relatively vague that you may already have seen. There is apathy, not only in the commissions, but also in the plenary. And we cannot make really good and informed decisions. During the commissions, if the facilitator asks, do you agree with it? Yes, ma'am. During the plenary, do you agree with that? Yes, ma'am. For the proposals, usually, do you agree with that? Yes, ma'am. Or, wait, does it require an effort from my LBG? No, then I do not agree. Does it require any money? No, then I don't agree. Why? But maybe we should ask why somebody has pointed out this proposal, why this is a problem, why somebody wants to change this situation. So I encourage you to debate, to critical thinking, to making good arguments, and to take responsible decisions. And for this, your initiative is really needed. So nothing about us without us. If you do not like something, why don't you make a proposal? Why don't you think that only international bodies can make a proposal? So now let's talk about that.
1, 2, 3. Thank you, Ola, for a triggering presentation. So we have a technical from UBG Brussels first, and then you have opportunity for questions.
Peter from UBG Brussels. I don't know who has my glasses, but can you give them back because it's really fucking with my head. Thank you.
If someone sees Peter's glasses, please return them to him.
Help, Peter.
Yeah, and now we will have a question from LBG Delft. One finger.
Vicente from LBG Delft. Thank you, Ola, for this presentation. I really agree with you. I think you pointed out like the bigger problems that we have in this organization regarding like discussions and proposals. So I would like to invite the plenary to take this into account for the rest of the GA and yeah, work in this direction. We still have time to propose amendments to proposals. So if there's something that you would actually like to change in BEST, please think about it and propose it. We are here to discuss and to change our organization, so please do it. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you for your opinion, Delft. Now we will have EduID and then Maribor.
Okay, Dragana from EduID. I find the topic very interesting, and I think it has been reoccurring quite a lot of times in BEST throughout the past GMs and years. One thing that is connected to this topic is actually the 2 workshops that we have in the next day. And it's a pity to see that those are one of the least popular ones, whereas their importance is, I would say, of the highest. And my opinion on this topic is that I think sometimes in BEST we kind of tend to mix objective and subjective, and we connect emotions and we put emotions where there should be none. My question to you and to the plenary is, how do you think that we can move towards this culture of debating, critical thinking, and no hard feelings where and when there is good argumentation? And I would ask maybe if you can go back to the slides that you have.
If you can tell at the slide.
Yes, this
That
one.
one.
Thank you.
If I could just add two words to Dragana's.
Sure.
Dragana has pointed out very important thing, because one thing is argument, critical argument, and the other thing is not liking somebody. For instance, like I could see members of AEG going to the stage saying, "No, you have fucked your work this year. I don't think that you have done it properly." And in the evening, in the party, being good friends, because it's not about how do we deal with a person, is that we either value the work that they have done and we find it okay or not. So leave the emotions somewhere.
Thank you, Idu ID. Now Maribor and then Cluj-Napoca.
Nino from Maribor. I agree with you, and I agree with, sorry, I forgot your name for a second.
Dragana.
Dragana, thank you. But I also think that we're not critical enough, and maybe our debate is not our strong suit. But do you think that Aije and maybe Elsa are a bit better at that because of the okay, IJ is more political, so politicians know how to debate. Also, lawyers, actually law students know how to debate. Do you think that's maybe a little difference? We're students of technology. Just your opinion.
I think that to be a good engineer, it also takes to think critically and to analyze the arguments. So, well, it's just a matter of if you want to say them aloud or not.
Yeah, I see a two-finger from Aige. And I think Liège.
Hi, Fabrizio from AG. I'm also an engineer, but I know how to debate, so it's about soft skills and stuff.
Thank you. I believe we also had a two-finger from Liège.
Jason from Liège. Just a statement to say that maybe we should cooperate more with associations like AG and ELSA to learn more about how they do that, because for me it's sure that they have more experience about debate and making arguments and so on.
Thank you very much. We have a two-finger from Belgrade on this side.
Augie from Belgrade. Just to point out that I don't think we're students of technology is not a valid argument as to why we're not debating, because the purpose of all this is to learn, after all, to debate. So that is not... Sorry? Sorry. Yeah, like I said, so the argument that because we're students of technology is not a valid argument as to why we're not debating. That's it.
Thank you. We still had a two-finger from Uppsala, which you can take. It was one finger, excuse me. Yeah, indeed. I anyway felt that most of the plenary agrees on this point. So we will have the next question from LBG Cluj-Napoca. And then Khania. You have both cut, then it will be Khania. Yeah.
Alex from LBG Hanya. I would like to thank very much Alexandra for her presentation. I really appreciated her words and her thoughts. I just want to make a statement. I totally agree that in many points we're losing why we're doing that, why we don't express our thoughts, and we're focusing on what and how. But in that way, we're missing the real sense of what happens around us. So I would like to ask the plenary and also Ola why we are doing that, why we miss the real point of what happens. If we can answer that, maybe we'll fix our problem.
Thank you, Khanya. Now, one finger from extra. Okay, we have a two finger from extra Antonia first.
Extra Antonio, first of all, thank you, Ola, for your presentations, for your presentation, for bringing this here to us. I have two fingers because I want to respond to Hanya about the motive. I think that to have the initiative to do these things, it takes two other things. It takes for you to have courage because this is a big event and you might be nervous for speaking, and I think a lot of people feel that. And it takes to have the motivation to actually change the organization and take it to a better place. Um, with the motivation, with the proper motivation, with wanting to do something, I think you can overcome the nervousness as well. But the problem is that I feel a lot of people do not sense the greatness of this event, do not sense what it means for them to be delegates here, the power that they have, the power of decision, the power of saying something, of changing minds, and of improving us. And I think we should start with having here people that understand how important it is that they have the opportunity to be here and how important their mere presence is. So if they're just standing silent, they are not doing anything. They are here for no reason. Thank you.
Okay, we'll have one more finger from extra Carolina. Close by.
Extra Carolina. It's more of a statement. I would like to say that for LBGs that are here, the delegates, to really try for the next delegates, for PM or GA, to explain to them how this really works and how it really is to be here and that you can participate and that you can talk and to discuss it very thoroughly, because if you discuss it between the full members of your LBG and if you prepare them well, I think that we can start speaking more in the plenary.
Thank you very much. I see that we mostly agree on this plenary. I think most of the last one fingers were very supportive. So I'd actually propose to cut the question round here. There are actually tomorrow two workshops related to this. So I think there is the Democracy in Best and the Plenary in Best. Okay, we have a technical from Graz. It looks urgent.
So, Miguel from Graz. The technical was actually not so much of a technical, but the thing is, it's actually the second time we try to ask something and the discussion gets cut short. And we believe that our question would be of interest to the plenary. So we would like to request the right to ask it.
Okay.
If everyone agrees.
I will ask the plenary if you want to discuss or take a few more questions on this topic, raise your thumbs up. If not, and you think we have mostly discussed enough on this topic, put your thumbs down. Raise them now and only first row delegates. So I see 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I see there is indeed still a mix. So we still have questions from Wroclaw, Delft, RA, Budapest, Extra Antonia, Graz, EduID, Uppsala, Copenhagen, Extra João Pijotto, Thessaloniki, Liège, Extra Antonio, Ambassador, and Graz. Graz, we are going to take your question now. For the other people still on the list, I would like to see if any of you has a really important thing that they would like to share, do so, but if not, and it has already been stated, try to please cut your finger so we can move on at some point. Graz, go ahead.
Thank you very much. So first of all, I would like to thank Ola for the amazing presentation. It was very interesting indeed, and it's true that it's a problem we have in Best. However, there's one point where I don't completely agree, which is the lack of debate. In this General Assembly, we've had quite lengthy discussions, and with a lot of opinions stated, sometimes more vague, as you said, sometimes more informative. But many of them, understandably so, because of a lack of time, have been cut short with information on whether perhaps the questions or the fingers that were taken could be of interest of debate in the um, so what is your opinion on this? How do you think we could um, analyze whether those fingers that are to be cut short would be of interest?
So I would point out two things that I know that work kind of well. One thing is that I know from a different organization. So usually they have more parallel track, like plenary is just for a very important things like summaries of the projects, whereas the proposals are being discussed parallelly. And to be honest, the events are bigger, so the delegates, for example, there are 3 delegates per local group, so they have a chance to go to parallel tracks. And for instance, one proposal is discussed for half an hour. All the clarifications are being done. They make amendments on the spot, and they discuss about the meaning of the proposal all together, like to build up together the decision that they would like to make. And then after that they somehow vote about that, like only this like 20-50 people who are in the room, and then they bring it to the plenary where everybody is back together, and then they say the like Prytanium, because this is the name of the session, has given a positive recommendation towards the plenary to vote for this proposal. So it means that not every delegate is listening to every proposal because they somehow divide, but then they give themselves the recommendation. And of course, they can also look them online. And if I could state a different thing, which is being done in my LBG, is that like more or less 1 week before every GM, we come together. Everybody has assigned a couple of proposals and reports, and has to make somehow like a summary for the other members. It's not only full members who come to the meeting, and then we really discuss a lot. And we ask the questions, we analyze a lot what is the meaning of the proposal. Like I would really like to say that Magda this year really encouraged us to think really critically. And she encouraged us so much that even the crushers who were coming from Warsaw to Wrocław in the car drinking vodka for 5 hours, they were discussing proposals, and they came in the evening almost completely drunk, and told me, Ola, but tell me, what does it mean, the CISO proposal? Like what consequences will it have? So people really care. There are such people.
Okay.
So maybe let's start to care more.
Thank you. Ola, try to keep your answers a
I'll
bit
try
more
to.
concise. Sorry. We had 2 fingers from Graz, and then 2 fingers from Extra Joao.
Thank you for the reply. Indeed, the idea of the fast track could be something that we could analyze for the future, for future general meetings. Could be quite interesting. However, my question was more aimed towards this General Assembly. Do you have any ideas of how we could improve the situation so delegates don't get instructed to ask questions that might be of public interest in private? So, for example, if a delegate wants to ask something about one of the proposals, perhaps asking that in private to the department coordinator or however it is that you have to ask might kill the purpose of democracy here. Thank you.
Okay, now we will have the
Yeah,
2
what would be your input here? What would you think? Do you think we can do anything to improve the situation now?
We will not extend the time in the plenary, but we are here in one accommodation for the whole time. So maybe during the party you can also ask the details and make yourself informed, or during the coffee breaks. Like there is still time to ask for the details.
Okay, now we will have 2 fingers from Extra Joao.
So, Extra Peixoto, related to your question about the fingers being cut short, and also related to what Ola said about the preparations you can do in your LBG, I would like to give a statement that the board actually organized some GA preps, some OMs, that really few people attended, and I think that for preparation of the LBG and for the delegates, and because this in here we have
like few time to manage these discussions because it's a really tight schedule event. I will really advise you to go to this to GA preps because this is one thing that you can improve to be proactive and more aware of the decisions.
We had two fingers from the Caravel on this point.
Hello, Clement from the Caravel. So I just also want to share something because during my time as an external representative of BEST, I visited many GMs too. And one of the things I always asked the secretaries or the chairs of the meetings was, how do you prepare your delegates? And one thing that I found was that BEST is actually the organization that puts the most effort into preparing the delegates. We have 11 regional meetings. Everything is uploaded 1 month in advance. Everything is online. And I'm sad to say, dear plenary, that it is my 7th GM, and it remains obvious that many of the delegates are reading the proposals for the first time. But this is our fault, and we should look at ourselves and solve this as our own problem, because nobody puts as much effort into preparing delegates as we do.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to ask, we have two fingers on the list. If these are really still two fingers, because the topic has changed a little. Okay, we will take Ambassador and then Graz. Brussels has cut.
Okay. So continuing the point of the General Assembly and what we could also do for changing, maybe indeed like the General Assembly, our current General Assembly isn't so user-friendly for debating critical thinking arguments and so on. But indeed, like it's still the fact that we can also have the initiative to join ourselves and try to proportion us more time. Like even if you just want to join in the parties and just gather yourselves in groups and discuss a bit more, that's also a possibility. So it's really that word there that it says, it also requires your initiative.
Okay, final two finger from Graz.
Okay, thank you again. I will not bug you more. I see that I did not express it properly. It was not for the purpose of informing yourself. What I meant was more debate. So submitting an opinion to the whole plenary and seeing what everybody thinks. Indeed, I think most of us are doing what the ambassador just said. So gathering in groups and debating with other delegates, but it is not nearly as effective as asking something here. So my question was, could we do anything to prevent interesting opinions from getting barred from being debated in the plenary? So not information, but debate, to ensure that some things get debated. Did I? No?
Like I understand that you are asking if we can do something still in this GM to, I don't know, somehow reassure more time for the
When fingers are about to be cut, make sure somehow that the ones that are going to be cut are not fingers that should be debated in the plenary, but only purely informative questions.
I think these are all good ideas. First of all, we have now been going for 20 minutes. This is about twice as long, actually, or more than we had allotted for the question round. Again, this is a very interesting topic, and that's why there are also two workshops, multi-hour workshops tomorrow about the democracy and best and the power of the plenary, which will, I think, be very related. So once again, would you like to continue discussing this topic now? Put your thumbs up. Otherwise, put your thumbs down. Okay. So I see a majority thumbs down. I'm going to say who else was on the list. LBG Wroclaw, Extra Antonia, Graz, EduID, Uppsala, Thessaloniki, Liège, Graz, and EID. So I hope all these people also take some time in the workshops. Sadly, there's only so much time in the plenary without having to cut into other discussions. So I just want to say this has been a very interesting discussion. You're actually the GM probably that has the most statements and opinions that I have ever seen. So this is a thing in BEST that is heading in the right direction, and I can kind of tell you that we have been trying to encourage this kind of behavior in setting this up. So I think we are heading in the right direction. Thank you, Ola, for sharing your perspective from other NGOs and for telling you what your problem is. Thank you. After this nice discussion, I believe it is now time for a wake-up game. Bring the rhythm below the belt again.
So I'd like Spanish Mafia in the middle, please. And a small disclaimer, be mindful of the beamers.
Double disclaimer, be extremely careful of the beamers. Thank you, Pablo. 1, 2, 3. Are there any one fingers? We have one from LBG Stockholm and then Grenoble.
Csaba, Stockholm, capital of Scandinavia. Thank you for your presentation, Pablo. We talked about, or you talked about core values. What do you think would be a set of core values right now for best?
Clarification, are you asking for examples or? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mention any of these. I mean, I did some research on my own. I didn't mention any because I also would like you to propose what you think are important for us. Personally, I think some examples of this could be development. It's also included in our mission, but it's something that all of our stakeholders, I think, appreciate. Universities, they focus on developing students as well, or our society. Also companies, students, and we all internally want to develop ourselves, and it's something that we definitely do. Other examples could be, I don't know, improvement, internationalization. It's something that has to be more discussed, obviously. But yeah, these are some examples.
Thank you, Stockholm, Grenoble, and then Lviv.
Hello, Vandal LVG Grenoble. I will talk about the fun value because actually it's one value we highlight to recruit people in the association. And it's also a problem, as you said, because in my university we are divided in many schools, and it's hard to have help of some schools because of the fun value. They think we just they don't pay attention to the values. So what do you think we can do about it?
Okay, the idea of core values is that it's not that we want to exclude the other values. Definitely fun is something that we can see in many things that we do, and it's not supposed to be excluded if we recognize it. The idea behind having core values is to have something that actually give us some focus, not that restrict us, but that give us like clear ideas and better coherence when we communicate our services or when we understand them ourselves.
Thank you, Grenoble. Now LBG Lviv, and then Copenhagen.
And Max
Copenhagen
from
has
Lviv.
got.
Max from Lviv. Okay, we have three stakeholders like universities, partners, and students. And I don't really think that that values are not shared by these three stakeholders. Like for students, just it's fun, it's improvement, learning. For universities, yes, it may not be so much of fun, but of course learning and improvement. So it's just an opinion.
Yeah, let me come back to this slide. Yeah, as you mentioned, it's exactly this. There are some values that are perceived by our stakeholders in one way. This is a very simplified version, but there are also other values appreciated by other stakeholders, like if we start differentiating them. Yep. Is that okay? Is
Two fingers.
But have you thought that, for example, values can be competitive? So should we just like delete it from our values?
Delete it? No, I'm not talking about deleting values. I'm talking about that there is some values that are shared by all of our stakeholders. Maybe one, two, I don't know.
But what if some values are, for example, competitive each other? For example, universities don't want to see the fun, or for example, companies don't want to see the fun in our values. So what's then?
Yeah, these are values that we recognize internally, but then we are not showing. It's something that is happening. That's what you talk about. For example, we don't show the fund to university. We don't show it to companies when we try to promote our services to them, like to get sponsors, for example. And it's something that we are currently not doing. We are actually excluding these services, these values from our promotion, I mean, towards them. So it's something, it's only mainly internally, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lviv. We had two fingers from CRD.
Okay, the topic just went a little bit too far, but just a small comment. As you mentioned, like about the external stakeholders, that the fund is not a value that we can be appreciated. I don't think that. I mean, I got it that many people are confusing fun and alcohol, and we think that this is not correct. So we also, like, when we are talking with companies and we are having meetings in the round table or job fairs, you are having fun in discussions and other things. Yeah, thank you.
I see there is a broad agreement from the plenary on this. I will take a two-finger from extra Gianluca, I think. Try to show your sign straight.
Yes, thanks. Also, one of our stakeholders is students, not just university, and fun is one of the values that they would like to see. All of us is voluntary, so fun is something that we would like to keep. I mean, for me, it's like that. Thanks.
Yes. Yeah, I would like to comment on top of that. I want to repeat also that I'm not talking about deleting, or like constraining our values. I'm talking about core values. It's like one, two values that could be representative of everything that we do, that we have internally and all of our stakeholders see externally, and that they also appreciate them. We have, all the other values are complementary to this.
Okay, thank you. Now, two fingers from Uppsala. It's a bit further. Who's standing up?
LBG Uppsala, Fergus. Thanks for bringing up this topic. It's a pity that this year we didn't manage to go further with identity and we focused only on the position. I think that speaking about fun, the problem, and I totally agree with the CRD from this point of view, is not the fact that fun is not one of our core values, but the way we explain fun to our members. As long as fun is work hard and party harder, getting shit-faced, and this, there is going to be a disalignment. We need to increase awareness on the fact that we have fun also when we challenge ourselves, when we take tasks, we run for positions, when we contribute to something bigger, when we interact with other people. And I think that also companies and universities like the profile of students that we can offer. It's a profile of students that like to challenge themselves, to contribute to something bigger, and to have fun in a social way. And that's very different from just getting wasted.
Thank you, Uppsala. This was not really a two-finger on the previous topic, so I'm not going to take more two fingers on this because this is now a one finger. We have moved on. I would like to ask the plenary, as we are now heading into overtime again, if they would like to continue this discussion in the plenary or continue it in private. So thumbs up if you would like to continue it now with a few questions, thumbs down if not. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I see broad agreement that it will be discussed later. Indeed, thinking about the core values of BEST is highly critical. Our identity is the top of the pyramid from which everything we do follows, and it's definitely good to raise questions about it. Thank you, Pablo.
Thank you.
And now the final ELTA presentation will be from Pavel from the Caravel. Please come to the middle. He took his shirt off, so this is about to get serious.
Okay, hello everyone. So yeah, let's talk about BEST for the third time today. So no. Oh. Okay, so students are like inseparable part of our organization from the beginning of time, basically, and it's reflected in our mission. So developing students, so this is what we aim to do. So now think for a second, what would happen if we would get rid of students? So in this case, who the students are for us? So students, in fact, are our main customers. So we have also universities and companies, but in the end, students are the people that we focus the most, and we aim our activities as the end, let's say, customer the most. Okay, so how do we do it? What do we do it as the services provider, in this case, towards the student? So yeah, we try our best to meet the expectations of students, and we try to develop ourselves, improve our services, so that we can develop the best product, service, what we can. So how this process looks like in Best now? So these are the bodies and also projects that I listed that take care of directly with dealing with students and asking for their opinions on what we do. But the way it's mainly done is that we are all reactive. So all of the bodies, projects we kick off, and all of our questions are directed at students. But what we do, we only ask about the feedback for our services. There are barely any things that we proactively ask our main customers, students, what they would like us to do. So mainly we focus on the courses, on the EOEs, and etc. We ask what we can improve in what we currently do. So in general, how the leaders stay on the market, like take it companies or whatever else. They compete, they not only develop what they do, but they even create a demand and they then try to fulfill it. So they need to adapt to the changing environments. They are very agile and flexible. So if you put it next to what I've just said, like we as best, so we just try to develop what we already do. So is it that connected with like this flexibility, agility, and adjustment to what the customer want, and if what we do is still appealing? So what could be done in this case? Yeah, of course, best is not a company. So leader of the market is like the best example of that is the company. So the comparison one-to-one is not good, but what we should take from this is the perspective that those leaders, the leading companies on the markets have. So this like willingness to pursue and develop and meet the customer demands to stay on the market. So we tried that some time ago. I don't know how many of you are actually familiar with the market research project. It took around 4 years. But the fact is that this project wasn't really successful. It took us 4 years to ask our stakeholders, among other students, what they think about our services, but also we tried to get some more information, but it wasn't really successful, and it took us 4 years. So what I would like to propose also, to why should we do this if we know that it's not that successful for us? I would advise and encourage all of us in BEST to go external, to go for external sources of information, because there are many institutions, there are many bodies who already collect those information that we could use for our own benefit ourselves. So there are institutions, books, papers, reports that people professionally prepare on nowadays, the generations, the habits of young people, and we should just reach to it, search for it, and use it for our own benefit. So we claim that, yeah, we develop the students, our customers, but the real question is if we develop it in the way that they really want. And do we even know what they want? So are we driven by the customers' needs? So in our case, are we driven by the students that we claim to develop? Are we doing it in the right way? Thank you.
1, 2, 3. We have a few minutes for questions to Pavel. We have one from Extra Carolina. We got a microphone? And one from Budapest.
Extra Carolina. I have to say that I really like the idea of the market research because it's one way that we can find out how we can evolve, and I think that BEST should evolve and continue to evolve even more. So my question is, why do you think the market research was not successful?
The project itself.
Yes.
yeah, we get that many, as far as I know, that many replies as we wanted, and the let's say the number of responses from each countries were really there were like huge discrepancies. So it wasn't really representative for the whole Europe in general. So yeah, the results couldn't be used as was expected. I can just add that in general, the market research as a concept is super, like, it's super good. But in my opinion, we shouldn't focus on doing it ourselves, because with doing some research, we could use already the information that is there. Like, it's not about working harder, but smarter, in my opinion. So we should use what's already there, out there, and what's available, and just use it for our own benefit. Like, to see what can we take from that data that is already available, and you just use it. So we can just skip this process, in this case, like gathering information that we are not that good at.
Okay, thank you, Extra Carolina. Now we have Budapest and then Extra Antonio.
Hi, Balázs from Budapest. And I really like your idea that I think this is really something which should be dealt with, because the world nowadays is changing very fast, like extremely fast, which has never been seen in the past. And my question is, do you think that forming an international body or a team who has the sole purpose of always like looking for possibilities to innovate, invest, like even internally or externally, but mainly focusing on our external events, would solve this problem? So basically, I'm asking you if do you think innovation department would be a viable solution?
Yeah, I already thought about this kind of like, let's say, attitude, and having, I know it should be a body, a project, like it's like up to the all of you, basically, next generations to decide. But I think that we should have some kind of, like, maybe it's too like too high level, let's say, to say that to have some kind of R&D department, but something like this, yeah, as you said. I think some people working on this, looking for opportunities in the app that, or like for trends that should be like used by best in the few next years. It would be really good, and we could make like a huge step forward as the organization. So I think it's a good idea.
Thank you, Budapest. Now, Extra Antonio.
Extra
Okay,
Antonio.
2 fingers from Budapest first. Try to keep it short.
Yeah, sorry, just a fast reaction. Yeah, I also think that this is something which an organization who would lead this sort of market should do.
Okay. Extra Antonio, and then Edu ID.
Extra Antonio, thank you very much. I think this is really important. And although I understand that we are a student-driven organization, I agree 100%. If we look at the triangle of the stakeholders, I don't think it's good that we try to push the two vertices to the students. It's more probable that we can the three of them and meet them. My point being that, okay, we are a student-driven organization, but all the stakeholders have something to give. And we cannot compromise on one of them just because we are a student-driven organization. They all work together, and we have to make our work for the three of them, not just for students. Do you think that's the point?
Yeah, I mean, partially I agree. That of course it's not like just pursuing and developing the students, because we have two other. But as I said, it's like our major customer, in my opinion. So of course, students alone will not be, let's say, developed by us without any like input from the companies and academical environments. Like, it's for sure. Like, it's not about forgetting to others. But like, as I presented, my point of view is that students in the end are our major customer in this case.
We
Thank you.
have Edu ID, and then, are you sure it is a relevant 2 fingers, Brussels? Then we'll get a microphone. Can we get one microphone to Brussels fast, please? Fast, please.
Thank you, Peter from Brussels. I would like to respond. I think that the biggest difference between companies, universities, and students is that students' mindsets really change fast, and we need to actively work on them, while companies and universities have a longer-term thinking. So, yes, they're equally important, but we should focus on the fast-changing students, I think.
Bucharest had a. Oh, sorry. So then it will be Edu ID now, I think. Yeah.
Dragana, EduID. I see this topic somewhat connected to the one from Zuzana from Gdansk, and I find it quite interesting. My question was about how we can actually think of practical ways, how we can try to become a student-driven organization, because at the moment we might not seem to be. There is always this idea that we can have a project, we can do research, but there is also the option for each of us to nurture and encourage a research culture, that we have a lot of data available to us. We have statistics on PA, we also have Google, and we can search through all of those external sources. And I am sure that many can find a topic related maybe to a thesis or a project that can bring a lot of benefits to BEST.
Okay, we will quickly take a bullshit from Kiev.
Max Lviv. Referring to what's your problem, Ola, I just read it. Letters, are we a student-driven organization? Please, if you are a student, raise your hand. Come on, guys, we're all students here.
Okay. So we have a few fingers on the list. We are 15 minutes over time already. So would like to ask the people, I see some people are already cutting, if you think your finger is really relevant. So we had BCD, Ambassador, Timișoara, Extra Gabor, Copenhagen, and CRD. So, okay, if I don't, I'll take, let's say, 2 more questions. So from BCD and from Timișoara.
Hello, Dobre from BCD. I just want to share, not to ask. During the roundtable in Brussels for BCD, actually this topic was raised by Virpol, and it was supported by PNG. And actually, not only it will be beneficial for us, this kind of research, but only for the companies, because companies want from us to tell them where the students are heading, what's the new hot thing on the market. So this will really help the corporate relations as well.
Thank you. Now Timișoara and from Ambassador.
Vali from Timișoara. The problem I see with going external and not doing our own market research is that it will not be tailored to our needs. And I think that our services are almost exclusively aimed at students from the universities where we have LBGs, so not any European students. What do you think about that? Maybe the problem was with how the market research was conducted and not the concept itself.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't participate. I wasn't a member of the project, so it's hard to say what was exactly the fault or if it was marketing or whatsoever. But I see the results that it wasn't that useful and it consumed 4 years for BEST. So maybe we should try at least with trying to gather, to see what the data are available, like research books, reports, whatever, and see what's beneficial for us. As I said, of course, we should tailor all the results for our needs. Even if we create another market research, it may turn out that what we thought at the beginning and half of the results are, again, not really relevant for us. So you see what's there, then you take what you need, and maybe then we could get proactive and ask about something else. But we never really go and see what's available. Yeah, I would just say, again, it's about working smarter, not harder. Let's see what's there, what can we use, and yeah. And I'm pretty sure that there are institutions and professionals doing it much better than us.
Okay. Thank you, Timișoara. We are almost 20 minutes over time now, so I see some 3 fingers popping up, so I would end the session here. There were still two fingers from Extra Gabor and Copenhagen. Sorry to cut you, but you were latest on the list, so I would recommend to approach in private. Yeah, thank you, Pavel. It's true that anytime you're in an organization, you're in a certain kind of bubble, and I think it's good that you're reminding us that there's a whole world out there that we can actually use to our advantage. Thank you, Pavel.
Thank you.
For the final content presentation of this block, we will go to the outcome of the department commissions. So I'd like all the presenters of those commissions to come to the middle. Chop, chop. Okay, when you are ready, the first one can begin.
Hello, I'm Serena from LBG Bucharest, and I'm going to present you the outcomes of the Design Department annual report. We talked about it, and we reached that the good points are that they really have many, many cool materials, like you can find everything about anything. And with all those materials that actually take a lot of time to make, they actually are in time with their work. So congratulations to them. And the improvement point that we found out from the discussions were that the communication inside the project sometimes is difficult, and the communication between the design department with the LBG is also difficult. And maybe, yeah, they can work on that. And what we really found like could be improved is the fact that many LBGs don't know that they actually have a lot of things, a lot of materials, good materials, so they should promote them to the LBG, to the local LBGs. And maybe they can have better time management to finish all the projects in time. So our final statement is that they are doing a really good work, but they should promote their work better among LBGs.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3. If there are no comments on this, then we will proceed to the second commission of the Corporate Relations Department. Yeah, pass the mic.
Okay. Good evening, guys. I'm Alex. I'm going to present you the annual action report of Corporate Relations Department. So let's start. The general outcome of the ARR was that they had clear and specific goals. They weren't that much, but they had high impact for our organization. They had a comprehensive report. We could understand almost everything, and actually we didn't have a lot of questions. Also, they tried to improve and implement new points in fundraising, like traveler discounts, also webinars, create startup
Slightly further from your mouth, please.
sorry, create startup bundles, and etc. So, about the improvement points, there was a typo mistake. They mentioned that from IBEC Final 2016, the correct is 2015. They had some delays due to extraordinary conditions, but they faced them. Also, they have some difficulties with finding the IBEC Final FR coordinator, but we wish everything is going to be okay. So the final statement is that the Corporate Relations Department had a well-structured annual action report. It was easy to understand. It fulfilled their purpose and goals. And in general, they did a quite good job, like fundraise 20,000 euros for PM and implementing new things. So I would like to give an applause to Natasha, Naya, and the whole CRD department because they deserve it.
1, 2, 3. If there are no comments, we will move on to the third commission. Third commission. Can the person with the third commission stand up? Yes. Okay. We first have a question from Gliwice. Could we have a microphone over there? Suppose it might be about the CRD commission.
Marcin Albidzi Gliwice. I also was of this commission. I disagree with good points because we didn't approve something like this here. So, from what discussion you make these points? Because we don't have time to talk each other without the coordinator. I don't remember that we said everything that was on this presentation.
Can you repeat the question because I didn't understand it?
From what our discussions you created these points because we don't disagree on this commission with these bullet points.
Actually, they did a really good job. They fulfilled many of their goals. If you read the report, they had some delays, as we mentioned, but they didn't cause a huge problem, and they don't have a big impact right now. So mostly that. If you wanna elaborate more.
Okay, yeah, we have a two-finger. Please use your name tag. I don't know which OBG that is. Yes, Delft, two fingers.
Shakti from Delft, but even I was there at the commission and I think we kind of agreed to it.
Okay, I see there are at least some different opinions, but I'm sure CRD can approach for the details to this extent, or you can approach them. It's even easier. Moving on to the third commission. Click the slide.
Hello, I'm Ogi from Belgrade. So this is the, sorry, wrong one. Got it. This is the statement for the competitions department. Here you go. Good point. They implemented the feedback that was given to them on the projects, and they also completed most of the objectives, even though till PM they still had some issues as to what they were doing. Improvement point. They could work closer with LBGs in supporting them with competitions. They should also investigate more options externally, like CFS. And there were some delays in the beginning, so the improvement points would be that not to have delays. As for the statement, even as a new department, they managed to fulfill most of their objectives, and we expect more specific actions during the next mandate.
1, 2, 3. I see no one finger, so we will move on to PR department.
Okay, so I will explain the outcomes of the public, the PRD commissions for yesterday. So, like a good point, we found like it was a really very clear and easy to follow report. Also, we think that a huge good work has been done, also with the text editors. Also with the photo contest, but we are trying to maybe to change this to open to people who are not from West, and trying to employ some things. And we think that improve the performance. So improvement points, HR situation. We think that maybe it's
they say like it's enough people from the work, but we think that this HR has to grow to try to improve the work. Uh, okay, this is I think it's a mistake. International promotion on LBGs. Okay, we are looking from the dates like of followers in the social media, and we found like it's not a really huge number, and we think like also this question that this happens is because besties don't follow our page, so we have to try to improve these kind of things in our LVGs. Include adverts on social media channels. So, and as a conclusion, we want to say congratulations to PRD because we think that they are making a really good work.
1, 2, 3. I see no. I do see a one finger from Extra Dragos.
Isa Dragos, can you please clarify what you mean by advert on social media channels?
What?
Can you please clarify what you meant by advert on social media channels?
Like I don't know, like maybe some try to be more clear or more focused.
Thank you, Dragos. I see no further fingers, so we will move on to the next commission, which is suspense. Click the button, please, then we can see.
Sorry.
You're so smart, suspense. EDU ID.
Hi, Jakub from this favorite capital of favorite country of yours. So, we are going to present both of us. So we have a nice talk on EduID annual action report. We talk about BEP, EOEs, late support, O-Day, official opening day, and others. It was cool. Perfect. And what we found is a good point is that we put a certain amount of, EduID put a certain amount of effort in local event of educations, and visibility among LBGs rised, and it's super awesome that people know what is being done and they appreciate it, and they are doing extremely well with tasks they assign themselves, almost 100% of success ratio.
Still not done. Okay, so somehow we were supposed to also find improvement points, even if it was very hard. So the first one is further expand the cooperation with partner NGOs. This was because we thought that due to some conferences that they had, the impact on educational matters was really high, especially when it comes to organizations like where they have some representative from the faculties, and we can use this when we want to better our cooperation with the universities. And the second one is explain some EduID specific terms. This one is like, for example, some words like maybe it's because of the language, like really high level of English, we can say, but also, for example, like peer reviewers and stuff like that, that was not really clear for us. Okay, and so the statement is actually very clear, considering the fact that they have the biggest impact outside BEST. They fulfill their purpose extraordinarily while managing to raise the awareness of educational matters inside the organization. So congratulations to them.
1, 2, 3. I see no fingers, so IT department commission.
Hello everyone. My name is Harun. I'm from LBG Mostar, and I'm going to present you the commission outcomes of IT department, or famous Macumba guys. So let's get to the good points. The general opinion was that IT department is really one of the hardest working departments in BEST, and as well they are quite efficient in their work. They did a lot of projects, and most of them were completed or are being in process of being completed. Now to the improvement points. The IT department definitely deserves more promotion and more members, because with every day there's more bugs and problems jumping out in PA and the best website. So I would like to use this opportunity to invite you, to invite all of you who are interested in IT department or coding with a quote that we oftenly use in our LBG: make memories, not excuses. Also, some of us who were participating in this commission said that the thing about Macumba. They think Macumba is actually really old. I know probably the IT guys have some emotions for it, but we actually need to ask ourselves if that technology is actually really old and we should switch to something new. And the statement is really like one sentence, so it's really good work, but with some room for improvement. Thank you for listening.
1, 2, 3. I see hearts from IT department, but no single fingers. So we go to Vivaldi Commission.
Okay, so these are the outcomes of the Vivaldi Commission. The good points we found was that the Vivaldi department has been developing lots of new ideas and new projects and gathering useful information so that LBGs can use it and benefit from them. And so far they have followed all the DLs that they had set for themselves. As improvement points, we think they are developing very good materials, but they could promote them a little better to LPGs so that they can effectively benefit from them. And as our final statement, we would like to say that they fulfilled their work within time and improved their reach. So that's all. Thank you.
1, 2, 3. No fingers, so well into second half now. Training department.
Hello, Fialho from Coimbra, and I'm here to present the commission about the training department. Okay, starting on the good points, we realized that the alignment of the training strategy with the LTSP, we felt that they need a good changes according to the new best strategy. They also developed the LBGs by delivering handouts, delivering new strategy, planning sessions, and also realized the big impact of the local training plan on the first year with 25 assignment LBGs. About improvement points, we are aware of their HR situation and the availability of the active members to coordinate projects. They had 2 projects that didn't have any coordinator at the time. We also realized for them to have less goals. We know that the best a lot during the last year, but maybe try to be more realistic in order to achieve everything. And although that LTP had a really good first year, we felt the need to promote more this feature, since a lot of people that were on the session didn't know exactly what is LTP or how it works. About the statement, we claim that they didn't cancel any plan. They are the department who has the more intense annual action plan, so they did it fine. By this, I want to congratulate Xenia and all the training department for the work performed during this year.
1, 2, 3. Very well. The next one is the grants department.
Fergus from LBG Uppsala. I'm going to present the grants department, our commission. As good points, we highlighted the willingness to cooperate and share their knowledge with LBGs. Also, a strong cooperation with Ambassador and other NGOs on writing grants together. Ability to successfully deal with the HR challenges that they faced during the year, and the readability of their R. But we noticed during the commission that since they sort of do that as a job, it's sort of natural that it was very readable. Improvement points, cooperation with the training department, dissemination of their work to LBGs, development of a more sound HR strategy for the next year, and more dissemination of involvement opportunities in their department. As a statement, a very good job. Thank you for your work, and congratulations on your first year as a department after having been for such a long time just a working group. Keep it up and make sure that BEST knows how important is it what you're doing.
1,
Thank
2,
you.
3. I saw more hearts and no fingers. So the next commission, please. Ah, it's the last one. Ah, well, there you go. Are you sure? Yeah, should membership. But our slides have finished. So I'm not sure if it was sent on time. Would you like to take the word first, and then we will give, would you Warsaw? Can we first have the person in the middle of the plenary presenting, please? Ah, okay.
After the last summary of this commission, I have a little statement. I think it's the most unuseful statement which I ever seen on this plenary. So we should think about the purpose of this commission and try to make it more efficient. Because now I'm sure that absolutely non-departments use it in the next mandate.
Thank you, Warsaw, for the statement. This was about the previous commission. Now for membership department, if we don't have the slides, I'm sorry, but you will have to do it on memory, I suppose, or we can do it later. Whatever you remember.
I can do it without the slides if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Gwendar from Grenoble, we're gonna speak about membership department. Even though it's good points, even if it's a new department, they've done a pretty good job with the nursing program, and also with the health indicator, which is pretty good and innovative. As improvements, we consider that they should try to fix more goals to reach, because there are just a few goals, and try to reach the bullets that were left. And that's for what I remember. And as a statement, as I said, even if they are a young department, they've done a pretty good job, but they try to fix more goals.
Thank you. I see we have a one finger from Delft, but let's do 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Vicente from Delft. So I was also in the membership department commission, and actually about the goal setting, we had quite some discussion, and actually we didn't really reach any point because we were disagreeing, and so there were some people that were saying like that the membership department should really push to actually do more new stuff and try to innovate in ways to help LBGs. And there were some others that were more into the into keeping a plan a bit more realistic so that it can actually be completed. So just to clarify that the Commission didn't really have a clear conclusion, and this was open.
Okay. Thank you, Delft. We will have one finger still from the middle.
Yeah, as I forgot a good point, because the AAR is pretty well written and pretty clear. Just wanted to add this.
Okay, thank you. If you still find the slides, please send them to us, and if we lost him on our end, we apologize for that. I think that does end the Department R Commission outcomes. I think as you have realized during the commissions, international teams are not these separate entities. They consist of LBG members just as yourself who came together to solve the shared problems of the organization. BEST has strong international teams, and it is what makes this organization so strong. Thank you for the feedback that you gave them. It will make sure that they stay strong in the future, and let's give them congratulations to all their work. Thank you. That you're missing the picture. Yes. So that brings us slowly to the end of this block. Before I give it to announcements, I would just like to say during this during this block, we've had some very interesting discussions. We've had to cut some fingers at this point, cut the discussion. If you have any feedback regarding how we're doing this at this point, I would be very happy to hear it in the break. My objective is not to cut any of the discussion or stop that from happening. However, even though Einstein proved that time is relative, the Polish cooks still do not agree. So I am also trying to keep the whole plenary in time. Please give me feedback on that. Now, over to you, Oscar, for announcements.
Announcements. First of all, Mert from Istanbul Yildiz, can you please stand up? Because it's your birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Then, next announcement. Since we are in the process of reviving our flag, the flag burner from Brussels has to find a piece of cloth and ask for every board member to sign it. The phone number of Ola should be on it too, and Patrick's also. Of course, every board member can ask for a punishment. Signed, LBG Louvain-la-Neuve. I, for one, wish you good luck, hero, in reviving the flag. Then, Ankara lost their lovely mascot. They are ready for a task, but do give their mascot back, please. Then all chameleons meet right after the plenary closes behind membership department. Romanian Mafia, all of them, is invited to the middle of the plenary for a photo. Also, these people are invited in the same place. Simon from Ensam, Lucia from Athens, Sam from Brno, Ogi from Belgrade, Vicente from Delft, Peter from Brussels, Laura from Barcelona, and Branislav from Bratislava. And now, an announcement from Yaya.
So, this is the last chance for you to subscribe for the out of the plenary activities. I already talked about it yesterday, so you have to keep one of the member of your LBG, one of your delegates in the plenary. The other one can attend the section. They don't have to, but it's just like a recommendation or an opportunity for you. In case, like, I will not say all the topics again, but please check them. And yeah, this is limited to 20 spots per activity around, but there are still a lot of free spots, so please check it out. Thank you.
We have 2 fingers from the board. Can you pass the... Probably not that one, yeah.
Okay, hello. So those of you that were supposed to have presentations during the LBG show, FR show, PR show, and HR show, please make sure that one of your delegates is signed up on the sheet as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Florian and Yaya. Next announcement, and I'm reading it exactly as it came. If anyone found black nerd glasses, bring them to Harun from Mostar. And on this topic, there is a lost and found flip chart, so please use it for all the things you have lost or found, just so that we don't have too many announcements, unless it's critical. Then, all board candidates are asked to write their name in the flip chart next to the help desk. Please write the hour when you want to rehearse. You'll have 15 minutes. We'll start at 9:30. And I see a comment from the board.
Surita from the board. Let's just take the board candidates, come here to board tables so that we can talk how the rehearsals are going to look like. Okay?
So yeah, disregard my previous statement, what she said. Then we have an announcement from the organizers. Can we have organizers in the middle?
And we have a mic to organizers.
Hi, I have two requests. First is to fill these posters with transport because we want to arrange the exact date and the exact hours with the transport company, so please fill the posters. If not, then we will order it randomly for the other of you, okay? And the next thing is, when it comes to hoodies and t-shirts, then they will be provided tomorrow here at the plenary place, so you can collect it there. So when it comes to t-shirts, please take money with you. And yes, that's all for my side for now.
Thank you very much, Monica. There's a small change to the announcement about the board candidates. All the board candidates should come to the board table after the last block. So after the second round of confirmations, all the people who are running for the board, please come to the board table. Then LBGs with autumn courses approach ER corner in the beginning of the coffee break. So that's ER corner, all the people with autumn courses. Then LBG Budapest, Kiev, Eka, Eka Urfu, Madrid, Podgorica, Belgrade, Tampere to the board table to Denis in coffee break, but only one delegate from each. Then LBGs which are taking part of the survey from EduID come to the middle of the plenary at the beginning of the coffee break. Those LBGs are Athens, Aveiro, Ljubljana, Bucharest, Delft, Erlangen, Gliwice, Kiev, Milan, Nancy, and Leuven. Then we also have an announcement from the design department. Please, on this coffee break, come next to the help desk to claim your notebooks. Half of the LBGs didn't come to take them, and design department members didn't eat lunch. We are hungry, don't make us lose tomorrow's lunch as well. And this picture was attached to that. Yeah. So we know it's serious. Finally, people facilitating discussion groups or training sessions to the board table directly at the beginning of the coffee break. And these were announcements from my side. Back to you, Mathieu.
I think we had a final announcement from Masht, from Grants.
Yeah. Can you give back the participants' signatures form? The thing I gave at the beginning of the plenary?
Someone probably has it. Let's have a one finger. They have it there, or?
So Kai from Erlangen. So the thing is, on top it says, blah, blah, blah, President's Meeting 10/14/2016. And underneath it says, by signing this document, hereby confirm that I attended this event.
Okay, sorry, then I will
That's not supposed to be like that, right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, if that has to be clarified, does Grenoble have a two-finger behind? Yeah, we will cut that. If there's more corrections on this, let's have it later. All right, we will have coffee break until... Let's have until 6. Be back on time, because after I have not closed the plenary, please sit down. Okay, please be back on time, because after coffee break we will have Isparta running from baby to full. OBG Reykjavik status. And proposals on fee courses and NRR handbook. Be back on time at 6.